Our emotions are one of the most misunderstood superpowers that we have as humans. If you knew how powerful your emotions are and how you can use them to actually create miracles in your life, you would spend less time trying to suppress them, evade them, making it all about other people all the time. Hi, I'm Dr. Holda Gueye. I am a physician and an inner healing coach, and I can't tell you the number of times that I have noticed the same emotions just fester and grow in my patients that are the sickest, in my patients that can't get well. This is where a lot of my work on inner healing really began, because I noticed that when we healed on the inside, when we started to live a life that was no longer filled with this daily struggle, this what I call war on ourselves, we actually did better, not only in our health, but in our entire lives. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the superpowers that you have that you don't even know you have, because society has conditioned us to believe that they are actually bad, and that is our so-called negative emotions. Now, emotions, every time they come up, when you are scared, when you are overwhelmed or anxious or angry or resentful, what do? We always make it about someone else, something else, an event. It's always about something outside of us. But what if I told you that your emotions are actually part of your inner guidance and are trying to tell you something about you? So let's get right into it. I categorize our emotions into three big umbrellas. One of them is fear, the other one is anger, and the other one is sadness. Now, if you think of any emotion, you'll find that they are sisters, cousins to one of these emotions, and so you can categorize anything that you're feeling under one of these emotions. Resentment, bitterness, all of those are under anger. Feeling like you're bored, or disinterested, lack motivation, those can go under sadness. Feeling anxious or overwhelmed, tense, those are all under fear. This is important because I'm going to tell you what each one of these three big category emotions are trying to tell you about you. Let's start with fear. When you are feeling fear or any of the sister emotions, it is simply your inner self trying to reflect back to you how much you are trying to control outcomes that you have no business trying to control. So let's take an example. If you're feeling really overwhelmed and anxious around work, you're trying to control the outcome of, let's say, the project that you're working on, when all you really need to do is to lean into your presence, lean into doing your best in the moment, being yourself, and then letting whatever outcome is going to follow be what it is. Now, I'm coming from a background of someone that has been notorious for creating all kinds of goals and hanging on to the fact that it has to unfold in this exact way, and it has to happen at this time on this date. And that isn't the way that we were designed to live. We were designed to flow. We were designed to really, truly put all of our creative power and magic into the present moment. And anyone who either creates an amazing invention, creates amazing art, plays sports, or does anything that really impresses people will tell you that their magic comes when they're in flow, which is when they are in that present moment. When you're hyper focused on some future outcome, you naturally start to become seated in fear. You start to get very anxious and stressed out about it. And those feelings are simply trying to let you know, hey, you're getting too attached to some future outcome. Come back to the present moment. Sadness. Sadness is one that unfortunately I see very, very often. Sadness is simply a message to let you know how disconnected you have become with your true inner being and with the entire universe and the world. You see, we are not disconnected from each other. We constantly have support ready and available for us, whether it's in the unseen or the seen. And when you forget that you are actually part of this beautiful tapestry of life, then you get sad or any of its sister or cousin emotions. Last but not least is anger. Anger. This is one that tends to create sort of the fastest dysregulation in our bodies. You go from being fine one year and then the next year now you have hypertension. And anger, resentment, bitterness, the inability to forgive, all of those emotions are trying to tell you that you are sitting in judgment towards something or someone. Now, this one is a very hard pill to swallow because whenever I tell my clients this, my patients this, the first response is always defensiveness, but that's okay because that's what anger has trained you to feel. But if you just spend some time alone and just think about what is making you so angry, you'll realize that you have an entire idea and a set of judgments around someone or something, what you think they are and shouldn't be, and what they should be doing or should have done. And it's not allowing you to see the full, true picture, true nature of that individual. And this emotion is simply trying to let you know that you need to let go some of this judgment and maybe give this person or this thing that you're judging a little bit of room to perhaps, maybe there are aspects of it that you're not completely seeing or considering. So I'm going to give you an example. And this was one that I think most people can relate to. You're driving on the road, somebody cuts you off, you're really pissed at them, you call them all kinds of names and you're angry. If I told you in the next moment, hey, did you see that white car that just cut you off? Yeah, I heard that his wife is dying and he's trying to get to the hospital so he can be there in her last moments. Now all of a sudden you don't feel angry anymore. Yet the person in that car and what just happened didn't change. But you got angry because you decided you knew everything about who that person was and you got into a state of judgment. This is what happens with every single emotion of anger and all of its sister emotions. When you feel resentful or bitter, you have created a story around a person or an organization or an event that isn't completely accurate. You're missing some facts. You're missing some sides of it. Start applying this right away. Start asking yourself, what are my emotions trying to tell me? Don't run away from them. Use every single uncomfortable emotion as an opportunity, a gateway to your best life, to your best self, because it's trying to bring you to self-realization. It's trying to remove all the things in your life that have been a burden, that have been obstacles to that next thing that you want to get to. And your emotions are guiding you to it. They are truly your superpower.